March Madness. Florida stuns Houston with late rally to win third NCAA basketball championship. Houston's defense flustered Monday's NCAA title game. Houston's defense flustered a freewheeling Florida offense into playing its own grinding game. But Florida would not be denied. The Gators looked cooked when Houston opened up a 4,230 second-half lead. But Florida persevered and rallied for a 65-63 win to secure the program's third national championship. The victory denied Houston and head coach Kelvin Sampson each their first. Houston was in control for much of the game and didn't allow Florida to take a second-half lead until Elijah Martin hit 2 free throws with 46.5 remaining after drawing a foul on a drive to the basket. Florida never trailed again. Houston turned the ball over on its ensuing possession, and Florida answered with a Denzel Aberdeen free throw to extend the lead to 65-63 with 19.7 seconds left. Houston had an opportunity to tie the game or take the lead on the next possession. Defensive stand secures championship for Florida, but Florida gave Houston a dose of its own defensive medicine with as-mothering effort on the final possession of the game. Houston looked toes-it-up sharpshooter Milos Uzin with a look from the right wing on a pass from L.J. Cryer. But Uzin met 2 Florida defenders as he attempted toe break free off a screen to create a shot. Uzin gave the ball back to Cryer, who immediately passed it to Emmanuel Sharp at the top of the key. But Sharp had no place to go. He dropped the ball to the floor after finding Walter Clayton Jr.'s hand in his face after he pulled up for a 3. And the clock ticked off from there as Sharp watched the ball bounce, aware that if he touched it, he'd be called for a traveling violation. From there, the Florida celebration was on. The defensive stop provided a fitting end to a game in which defense set the tone from the opening tip. Houston was in control. Houston seized a 28 halftime lead after a first half in which it held Clayton scoreless. Clayton, an American who entered Mondays averaging 24.6 points per game in 5 previous NCAA tournament games, didn't score his first point until a free throw with 14:57 remaining in the second half. Houston was in control. Houston's side stretch that ultimately willed the Gators to victory. Clayton with 11 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and that big hand in Sharp's face on the final possession of the game. He earned Final Four Most Outstanding Player for his combined effort that included 34 points in Florida's semifinal win over Auburn. Houston was in control. Houston seized a 31-28 halftime lead after a first half in which it held Clayton scoreless. Clayton, an All-American who entered Mondays averaging 24.6 points per game in 5 previous NCAA tournament games, didn't score his first point until a free throw with 14:57 remaining in the second half. More from the NCAA championship. But it was Clayton's eventual offense and Florida's defense down the stretch that ultimately willed the Gators to victory. Clayton finished with 11 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and that big hand in Sharp's face on the final possession of the game. He earned Final Four Most Outstanding Player for his combined effort that included 34 points in Florida's semifinal win over Auburn. Florida started its rally on defense. Houston took a 45-34 lead on a Sharp free throw with 14:07 remaining. From there, Florida held Houston to 3 points over a 6:54 span while cutting its deficit to 48-45. Then Clayton did what Clayton does. He scored his first field goal of the game on an and-one layup in traffic. He hit the free throw to tie the game at 48-48. 2 possessions later, Clayton did it again. With Houston up 51-48, Clayton again drove to the basket. He again scored through contact and a foul, and he again hit his free throw to tie the game. Then, with less than 4 minutes remaining, Houston held another 3-point lead at 60-57. This time, Clayton did his damage from beyond the arc. Clayton took a pass off a screen and pulled up for his only made 3 in 7 attempts. It was a big one that continued to keep pressure on a Houston team that had still yet to trail in the second half. From there, Florida kept up the defensive pressure, ultimately allowing Martin to secure the lead at the free throw line in the game's final minute. Florida won playing Houston's game. When it was over, Florida limited Houston to 34.8% shooting from the field and 24%, 6 of 25 shooting from 3-point distance. Cryer tallied 19 points and 6 rebounds to lead the Cougars, but he needed a 6 of 18 shooting effort to get there. No other Cougars scored in double figures. Florida entered Monday's game boasting the NCAA's 3rd highest scoring offense with 85.3 points per game. It scored 77 points or more in each of its 5 previous NCAA tournament victories. But it was a grind on Monday against the nation's best defense. The Gators shot just 39.6% from the field and 25%, 6 of 24, from 3 and committed 13 turnovers. As Clayton struggled early, Will Richard picked up the scoring slack and finished with a team-high 18 points and 8 rebounds. After scoring 1 point in the Final Four against Auburn, center Alex Condon finished with 12 points and 7 rebounds against Houston. Nani off it was pretty, and little of it looked like Florida basketball. But it ultimately didn't matter for the Gators. The Cougars forced them to top-play their game, and in the end, Florida played it better.